got the, all day, with the hoods on, the whole deal. Guess what? Then pick a different song, right? I mean, talk to them on the terms they're used to hearing. Find a new one that goes just slightly faster in your head, because that's how they're going to relate to you. So you have to be creative. Oh, and I want to go back to that because I want to show you another thing I'm going to leave on here, which we're also doing the guys right now. We have the girls, and Eric Conlado, who was here, I told him I would give him kudos. He's now sitting in the front row. Eric, remember we came up with these? We're using them now again, man. Because we're finding kids can really use these things. So now, here's what we've done. We have come up with this, Eric and I worked through these things where we have the 4 different parts of the rowing stroke, the release, the drive, the catch, right? And we put these things down, we put a continuum, a rating scale. Kids love to rate themselves. Right? I think I'm doing pretty good here. Well, let's talk about that a second, right? But it's a self-evaluation. Then you can overlay that. We used to do this at high-performance camps, the junior national team, the winter camps, right? So they went away with the tool. Here are things to work on. And then, to add to this so that people kind of had, and again, you can modify these. These are all available, linked to this site. You can have, here's what it looks like with the body. Here's what the blade should be doing, and here's what the handle should be doing during that phase of the stroke. Modify it to your technique, right? However you want to do it. But it gives you a tool to communicate with your athletes that now is getting them goal-oriented, right? The next level being an athlete or part of being a good athlete. Okay, so you'll have 4 of these in there. And we'll skip over this, although no, we won't for a second. Bo Hansen, I know most of you know, I mean, he's done a few things well in his life. He made this pitch one time, and I got the article about it, about telling athletes, not only at the junior level, but the senior level and the 23 level, is that, listen, we need to do a better job of understanding and owning changes that our coaches are giving to us, because that's holding us back in lots of ways. And his pitch was get off autopilot. And we know a lot of our kids get out there and go on autopilot. It's like, and you sound like the Charlie Brown, wah, 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 right? And they have to get off. And he said, just something as simple as changing your grip kind of opened you up for your brain would now become engaged because it forced a different physical response, so you had to kind of register that, and now I'm open to someone to talk to me. And I guess the bottom line is your kids need to take ownership of changes, just like we saw with the LTAD, right, the long-term athletic development. Ownership. How long are you going to spend saying to that same kid, I mean, do you have a time limit? I'm only going to talk to that kid for 2 weeks and they don't make any changes. They're either out of the boat or I quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there a time limit? Or do you spend that valuable time and you're not going to have that time to talk to somebody else because they won't take ownership? That's the thing you have to stress in your programs. Because they're going to be better prepared as they go forward if they take ownership. All right, and now I'm going to turn it over to Gunther. Now, I want to tell you, this is a junior national team thing, but I'll tell you why it's, Gunther, you want to get this going here? Can we do this?